Friday. It's Friday. We've done a week of December. It's now the 8th. Are we in the December groove yet? I don't know. I think so. I think we're feeling festive. It looks like I'm just in green, but I've got my tartan, my green and red tartan dress as well. I'm trying to be as festive as possible for you. I broke a bracelet this morning, so I just have Journal Your. The Christmas one pinged everywhere. And I've only found 3 of the letters. Where have they pinged to? I'm going to be pulling them out of the laundry for months, I tell you. Anyway, that's my Friday morning. How are you? Let's scrapbook. Today is our 3rd layout with the 49 and Market Christmas kit, which has 4 different page kits included. Let's see if it'll focus. Hello. Come on. I know we all love those ears, but camera, we can focus here. There we go. So this is the kit I'm using. Now, for the first 2, I stuck pretty close to the examples. So this was the first one, which if you haven't watched yet, it all goes great until I get to the twine, and then it's a holy terror. So, yeah, and I absolutely adored the comments. Because most of you are laughing at me with the twine, and most of us agreeing that I've taken one for the team here. You've seen how pesky that twine was, and most of you are like, you know what, I'm going to skip that step. And I entirely understand that. And then there's a comment that just says, you should leave the twine out. I'm like, did you watch this with the words? Yes, I agree. But anyway, it's not coming out because it is stapled, glued, all sorts to the page there. And then I didn't learn, but I did actually learn a little bit. So this one had twine as well, but I went straight for staples. There's no glue. I just figured out how I could staple it to other elements and then stick those elements to the background. So those 2 are pretty close to what's there. The only big thing I changed was this is meant to be a square photo, and I spliced the frame and covered it up a little bit to make it fit a portrait photo. But now, oh, and I also added a title to this one. Now that I have done 2 like that, oh, I can't stack them because they have clips. Oh, yeah, okay. Now that I've done 2 that are pretty true to what's there, now, yeah, I'm gonna go wild. Not so wild, but this is the photo I'm using today, a portrait that's a little smaller than 4x6, because I think you kind of gotta veer toward the smaller photos in order to see all the layers. And I'm going with what is this single photo page kit here, but I'm not going to it's not going to be this composition, because look, this is landscape. It's smaller than my photo. And I'm not going to follow everything. I might, I'm going to try what one of our lovely people in the audience did last time, which was that she turned it over and made the clustered embellishments by following the other side. Where I was trying to work out the spacing, she just turned it over and used the guide, which was very clever. So I think I'm going to do that for one of the embellishment clusters to try it out, but then I'm just kind of going to freestyle the rest of the layers. That's the plan. Right, we got a big Down Under crowd today. We got Japan represented as well. We got Scrappy Rick in the house. We got all sorts of people here today. So thank you. This Friday morning here, not morning for some of you. Okay, so let's find which background paper is that. I only have 2 left. It's this one. So the background actually looks like that. Okay, let's bend and snap. Don't worry, I'll do my speech in just a second. Oh, that's actually on the paper. I thought that was just something that had fallen off. It was not. Right. Oh, and let me try. I've adjusted the camera a little bit because my Christmas journal is smaller than 12 by 12. So I've zoomed in a little bit, essentially. If I accidentally then take my 12 by 12 out of the frame, shout at me, but I will try to keep an eye on it on the monitor to my left to make sure I don't take the page out of the shot. Oh, Shamal, what are you playing at? I don't know how to cut an even border apparently today. Wow, the adhesive vendor just brought me coffee. Maybe that's what this is for. I mean, it's decaf, so it's entirely psychological, but that's okay. All right, I saw it. It's over here. Huzzah. Coffee. Right. Maybe I can't cut because I haven't done my speech. I'll do my speech. Hello. Good morning. I'm Shamel. I teach online scrapbooking classes, design scrapbooking products, and help you use them to tell your stories in a creative way. It's not just my hobby, it is my job, and that means anytime I scrapbook on the internet, it's considered advertising, and legally I need to make sure you're aware of that. Thank you for coming to watch my hashtag advertising. I appreciate you being here, whether you are live, chatty, watch from Tomorrowland, quiet, craft, don't craft, thinking about coming back to craft, craft only at Christmas. All of these things. I really appreciate you being here, and if there's anything you need, it probably is linked below. Oh, actually, no. The description box today is not so great. So, what did I link? I think I linked the supplies, though. So you can find this kit, and my website is shamel.com, and maybe I should take this upon myself to tidy up that description box for the December videos later today. Let's do that. Okay, but let's scrapbook now. All right. Mel is improving still. She's a bit breathless when walking a distance, so her lungs aren't quite back to normal, but she's getting there. Melinda's Christmas stamps have made it all the way to her with her itty-bitty, teeny-tiny Christmas stamps. This year's junior Christmas stamps are itty-bitty, teeny-tiny. Yeah. Okay, so let's pull out what we need here. See, this is just going to be different. Yeah? But I still think you're going to be able to see plenty of layers with a photo that size. But I'm going to move stuff around. Okay, but I need this out of the way to pick out the pieces that I need. So let's do that first. Now, the packaging for this kit says you get even more than what it shows on the examples. I'm really curious to see how much that comes down to, like how much extra. That is some music, but it's a different music than this. Okay, so let's go. We need this big. Oh, Larson, I will get onto that after this live stream then. Cool, cool, cool. We got that one. We've got... Set that ticket there, I think. Postage stamp here. Doily. Is that the right size doily? That looks smaller. Is this the same size? That's the right one. Not that it really matters, but you know. This tiny snowflake thing. A pine cone. Poinsettias. Oh, that I just took a petal off of. Oops, that's my first one that didn't punch out just perfectly. There we go. Holly. That'll be that one there. See, I'm getting to know all the pieces now. 3 pages in, I'm starting to know what they all look like. Do, do, do. Virginia's got her stamps too. I'm glad that you like the little little tiny ones this year. Just something different. I thought it would be fun. Is that, yeah, that's this bit all the way up there. Oh, this is that watercolor swatch thing. And how wild is that? I thought this was like such a beautiful die cut. And how much of it is shown? Just that little bit. But isn't that a cool die cut? I might show a little bit more of it if I can. But you know I might also be lying there because sometimes I take the prettiest things and then cover them up. Because that happens. Got that one. Don't have that circle yet. Now we need these big background pieces. So we've got this one. Is that? Yes, that's that background. We need some sheet music somewhere in here. If that's meant to be real twine, you're kidding me. I don't think it is. I think it's one of those die cut twines. Here's my holly jolly. Oh, I love that stamps have made people feel Christmassy. That's really sweet and lovely. Oh, there's one more sheet in here. I was starting to think, have I lost something? Oh, I have. There's a sheet missing somewhere because I need to find the Christmas bells are ringing piece. But it's probably just behind me, don't worry. And that one. Here comes Santa. Is over there. Anything else? Like, does this have twigs with little berries? No. Oh, but I pulled one poinsettia for there. I didn't pull the one for here. It's this one. Hello, Jenny. Beatrix, I will have a look, and if not, I will try to give you a shout. If I search for your name as you've got it here, am I going to find stuff from you? It's the same name. If so, I can sort that out. I obviously can't sort it right now, but I will be doing admin for people who need updates and things like that straight after. Right. If you just need a password reset, if you send a message to Alice, she will do it faster because she's not live streaming. She might be at her desk right now. I don't know. So yeah, if you just need a password reset, send a message to alice.chamel.com@gmail.com. But hers is in the General Christmas messages, like in the prompt it says, or in the email, it tells you to email her if you just need a password reset. But yeah, otherwise access for things or you're not getting emails and stuff like that, that's next for after I do this live stream. That's where I'm doing next. Okay, cool. Let's find that big Christmas bells paper. Where is that gone? I don't see any. I feel like this is a big piece. It shouldn't be easy for me to lose. And I'm not seeing it down here. No. It's not over here. Okay, we just take one more look through what's here to see if I can just spot nothing there. Now I do have chipboard pieces that come in here, so we've got that one. Is this on the chipboard? Yes, here. That one. The and was on here. Yep. And dun, 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 dun. This is the frame. Buttons over there. We found this, so that's not real. Oh, there were little twigs with berries. Here, okay. So we've got some holly berries on a stick. There we go, and just one? This one. Oh, that's this. This is a really funky. I kind of thought it was like a mistake. I felt like I'd missed pieces in here, but no, it's just a bit of like dried bramble as a die cut. I did not know that I needed something like that, but apparently I do. Okay. Chipboard, I've done. We're good there. There's no like extra metal frames or anything that I needed there. Don't see any more from that one. Where is this big music sheet? So this was one of, that one was there. This is big. It's not any of those. Was it in here? It was there. It was there. Is that it? No, not quite. But I think that probably was it. Was it? I don't know why I'm asking you. Oh. Oh. Okay, so let's look at this one and say, does this involve this music sheet? No. Okay. So I'm going to use this one, and it's going to be fine. But now I'm really curious, was that one never there, or it was there and I've done something silly? Okay. Rick, Scrappy Rick wants to know what stamps I'm referring to. So I do a set of stamps every year for Jolly or Christmas. And this year, they look like this. They're so tiny. Like itty bitty teeny tiny things, but then made to build together. And I'll show you like a little tiny bit of my Christmas journal where I've used them in a corner or something. So where's my camera view? Come on. So let's see. Little tiny bits like that, or like this. So I brought in all the colors of the different papers I've used there and tuck them behind, or the phrases can then go together. So I've got a time for Christmas twinkle, but all of those are different stamps. Yeah. So that's sort of tiny stamping. I've never done super teeny tiny ones before and just fancied something different, so I went with super teeny tiny. All right, now let's try building this. And I wish I had paid attention and remembered to write down who was it who tried this last time. So she was building the clusters here and then took all of those to then put them on this side. I'm going to do that just with this section, this bit over here, and then we're going to turn it around and not look at the example this time, okay? And just work with what we've got, because I've pulled out these pieces. I think we're good. No, that was extra doily. Okay. So all that over there. And this. Okay, my coffee's going very cold very quickly. Okay, so we have got, which one goes where? Not those. Did I pull the wrong poinsettias? I did. Does the other one have poinsettias? No, so it's not going to matter. Just go with what we've got. So this one is kind of over there. So I'm going to have a big sprig of holly. We're going to ink everything with brown. Now, there was a comment on one of the other videos with this kit that the scrapper in question was scrapping along, but felt like the layout was really flat. Like she didn't feel like all these layers were adding up to any dimension. And she thought maybe it was because she hadn't inked her edges. I'm not sure if that's exactly what would cause it, but it is a possibility. And I think you're onto something there. That is what to try if you feel like it's not really coming together in the right sort of way. Which way are these going to go? Goes that way. Right, and then I've got that chipboard circle under here. Interestingly, she's covered up the super. We just get per sweet memory. I'm going to see if I can make it a little more legible. So what happens if I rotate it a little bit like that? Then add that on that way. I'm going to try that. Okay, we've got this Mary. We've got the snowflake, pine cone, and these poinsettias. Right, so let's try and put these up here. It's an interesting way to do it. Ink. There's a couple left, I think. I haven't counted. There were some orders overnight, so I haven't looked at what came in overnight. But yeah, the order form is on my website. It's on Shamel.com. If for some reason they'd already sold out, I will obviously fully refund you today, in fact. But I believe there's probably a couple left. Right, then the snowflake was here. Other things to add depth. So inking edges, obviously, if it feels really flat, what could you pop up? What could you just stick another layer of cardstock or pop dots underneath? I would be inclined to think that sort of direction. Yeah. Also, making sure that you've actually used as many pieces as what's there, that could be something that could make it look flatter than the example. It could just be that there's actually pieces missing. Yeah. Okay, this one I'm going to adhere that way. Put it in the spot that it's there, and then this over the top that way, and pick it up. Yeah. Right. Oh, and the one that's bramble. Bramble coming in here. Which way? That way. Do the same thing. So I'll put the adhesive on the twig, put it in its spot, and then take this down and pick it up. See? Okay, this is a clever idea. Thank you, our nameless friend, because I didn't think to remember and annotate. Sorry. But yeah, somebody was trying this on the last one. I think it's great advice. That one. Then we're going to have pine cone and some fake twine. Fake twine. I'm here for the fake twine. It's going to be so much easier. All right. So the pine cone is going up like here. Just kind of just putting stuff on top. It's not that you've got to get it in a super accurate spot. Not at all. Yeah, they're just piled. It's fine. Okay, but is that everything in that little grouping aside from the actual buttons that go over the top? Yeah. Okay, so I've got that all as a little piece, and now we go freestyling. Right, so I got big pieces to work with first. And we're going to see how influenced I am by what's there. How do you know when to use the chipboard pieces instead of the cardstock pieces? You don't. So everything that has duplicates, I believe, so far I have not ended up where one is supposed to be, like there's a flat one for one page and a chipboard one for another page. It looks like they're just duplicated so that you have the choice. Yeah, so I don't think you can go wrong there. After we do the fourth one, it will be really interesting to see how many pieces are left over and what we could make with them. I'm really interested if those of you who have the same you have this same kit, was that piece with the bells, the Christmas bells music in there? I'm thinking it probably is, and I've just done something silly, but I'm very curious. Okay. Also, does that green piece, the green die cut, does it go in the other page? Because I'd really like to steal this green die cut. And I think I can. It's here, but do you know what it is? It's that layer right there. I'm sacrificing that because I want more green in here. Okay, so we are gonna go. I do need to kind of work with the shape that's here in one way or another. Now you could just use that to frame the photo itself, yeah? But obviously I'm gonna put a whole bunch of layers behind there. So what I want to do is, instead of covering up that, I want to leave just this little halo, which will give it more depth and dimension than putting it all the way over the top. This can go here. This one can go over here. I don't want it there because then I lose that halo effect. So we're going to put that so that there's still a little red edge there. And then I wanted green over here. Did I make this? I don't feel like I did. But there's nice ink work there, so I don't want to cover it all up, but I am totally covering up some of it. So let's go to about there. And I just think this piece is nice and it's going to get covered up, so I'm going to separate it so that I can use it somewhere else in theory. So that's going to go right there. Now, this feels too blocky to me. I would much prefer to have one tiny frame and this space more open. So that's what I'm going to do. But I do feel like that needs to go further underneath there. And I would rather not have the edge of the green show in a gap. I'd rather have it be covered. So bring this down so I just have a little bit of green at that edge. Sorry, I came out of the shot again. I said I was going to not do that, and then I did it. There we go. Okay. Right. That is covering up an awful lot of that lovely piece. I'm wondering where else it could go. I like it a lot. I think I like it more over here. That's too far though. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll adhere these three as a piece all together. Oh, now how weird is that? So usually I don't like anything having like a line through it here. So I wouldn't want this to have, where's more contrast so you can see. I wouldn't want this where it's half the die cut and half the background paper. But actually, if I move it all the way like that and you can see the pattern through there, that I like. Who knew? Who knew? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring that down so that you see the pattern design. This is just calling out for a staple. All right. Put my hands on that too much so it's not sticky. Let's make it sticky again. And then let's bring that in there. Okay, happier with that. Got this sort of size. Got a doily that needs ink. This one is looking more Chamel-like. Allison said, have you decided to go almost totally off-piece? Off-piece. So I'm partially off-piece. So what we've done, if you came in just now, I turned it over and I built this piece of the embellishment just like it is, aside from moving this so that you can see the whole word super. So I followed the map. I followed the instructions for that. And then turned it over and I'm not looking at anything now. I have the same pieces though. I pulled out all the same pieces, just putting them together in a different way because this was meant for a landscape photo that size and I have a portrait photo this size. Okay. Let's get this lovely little, that's not a booper. This is a booper. You can't ink with the adhesive. That's just not going to work. Okay. That one across there. Now, oh, I was thinking, could use the frame behind and it'll stick out the edges. No, it will not. It is smaller than that. But that's nice. I know, I still have this giant embellishment cluster. I don't know where that's going yet. I like that. And then that could just go in here. That's not part of the layout. Hold up. How much of that do I want covered? Oh, this is going to be fun to adhere. Look at all that. Just tiny twigs of die cut. Huh. It's still pretty stable though. So we're going to take that up like this. Which then means I need pop dots underneath the corner of that because it's not going to go down flat. Savannah says, I am slaloming my way through a layout, dodging trees, ice patches, and powdery snow as I go. I will happily report I can scrapbook better than I can ski. But it's all about just having a good time, right? Right. What is the deal with the black frame, Shamel? You're just losing the frame entirely. Hold on. I might need to move this bit again. What happens if I tuck the photo under the frame like that? I think that's the answer. I maybe could have moved the frame over a little bit, but now there's so much adhesive here. Can I move it over a little? Or chop it? I mean, I'm going to chop it. You ready? Done. Okay. So that then it's going further over like that. Okay. Oh, needed to put this underneath it right before I adhere it all super flat. Okay. This goes underneath that edge there. Okay. Now, then this can go that way. Oh, that worked out nicely with that spacing. All right. What am I inking the edges with? Brown. Yep. Brown, brown, brown. Okay. Pieces I still have left. I've got one more poinsettia. I've got Here Comes Santa. I've got postage stamp. Oh, this ampersand was in there. I've also got this bit here. Why not? Is that weird because it's facing the same way? It kind of is. Just putting it back in a slightly different place so the frame is a different size than it originally was. Oh, too far. I need to bring the edge down. Oh, that looks weird. So I'm trying to line this up, but just make it narrower than it was. Or wider, or something. But I still want it to be straight. Okay, that's a little wider than the original. There we go. I'm not liking the angle that the snowflake is on now, so I'm just moving that slightly there. Lovely. I'm not sure why it's and Mary, but we'll go with it. Okay. Poinsettias over here. Uh-oh. Am I just at the end? Not quite. Oh, this is that same roll that I had. There was a gap on it. Hold on. Keep pulling until I get to a sticky bit or see if that was the end of the sticky. Come on. Okay, and then the sticky has returned. Return of the sticky. Doo-doo-doo. Return of the sticky. Okay, but now what? Have I just totally ruined it doing that? Okay, I think it won't reel, like the cog, it won't go the other way. So you have to just, I've cheated now, looked ahead, and I know it will get back to sticky. I'm going to have to just roll it through like normal until I get to the sticky. Did that make any sense to anyone? Probably not. Is it working? No. Do I want to faff with it anymore in front of you all? No. So I'm going to grab another refill. Quicker and easier while we're live to just swap it, and I can come back to that later. Which side has the dots? That does. And we're in business. All right. So this in here. Want some green up here. And let's have the chipboard one here, because this is a bit flatter than that side, because there's a lot of pieces there. But no paper clip. Now, do I want this over here, over here? I feel like there. Oh, here. Okay. So I've used the pieces. I've got this spare. I kind of want it over here. And I'm just going to keep making it more pieces. Trying to make film strips happen, I tell you. Negative strips. So I'm going to tuck that under here. Okay. So that gives me lovely space up here for journaling and a little bit more room down here. This is just slightly skew if. This is feeling unfinished. Okay, so Scrappy Rick has successfully completed his second ever online purchase. I'm honored that the second thing you've ever bought online was a set of stamps for me. That's lovely. Thank you. Okay. Does the other page use a doily? Yes. Doesn't use this because this was left over from the other one. That. I've got arrows left over. What could I do with these arrows? And I've got another of those snowflakes, actually. pretty sure that everything I'm pulling now is not used in the example for the final layout. Not that I would be too upset if I needed to change it, but okay, I think these are all surplus to a requirement. Noreen's ordered this 49 Market Christmas kit, but hasn't got it yet. She's expecting it anytime. So, interested to see what you think. And, you know, be warned of that actual twine. The die-cut twine is so much easier. So much. Okay, so let's do some tucking stuff behind here. I'm going to put another of these snowflakes back here. Bus ticket. Berries. Oh, they are fiddly fiddly. Yeah. And arrow here, I think. Now, I know she uses a paper clip here. No. No paper clip. They're just so giant. Now, check. Anything falling off? No. So, from that, which is beautiful too, to this. Oh, I haven't found the one that says Christmas Wishes. It's green. Or is it a chipboard piece? No. Did I just overlook it, or has it fallen out? I've got this green label left over. Is it extra? It is. Let's use this green label. More green. Always more green. Yeah. 'Cause I got no green happening down here. Oh, more green. Go. Now, that's the only piece that's on an angle. Oh, well, in this text, that's a circle, so I've got some adhesive on there. I wonder if I can get that off with an eraser better than. My hands. Oh, Lizzie and Jean are preferring the chamelification. Oh, here's that petal that I broke off. Let's put it back on. So if I make this straight up and down, I think I can space these better then. So we'll have the arrow, and then the stitches, and then here comes Santa, like that. Okay, you know what I want it to have? Dots! I need dots! I know it's not really the vibe of that particular layout style, but it's the vibe of my layout style, so it works for me. Listen to her justify her madness. Okay, so I'm looking for what color would be best. I don't want to steal them out of my Christmas journal kit because I'm already using them up. So shockingly, you know, green. But also, what about pearls? I feel like the red pearls and the green dots. Okay, so these are all to new. Which green pack is this? Green Valley. So mix 3 shades of green, and we'll put them there. And here. And up here. Okay, green dots, yes. And then this red, the darker red. I mean, the bright one also looks nice. I mean, I could do any shade because look, I've got that. Speaking of. Okay. Hear me out, hear me out. So I have 3 tones of red/pink. I know these are all different tones, but they each end up closest to something. So what I'm going to do is make a little line that goes across. Yeah, all different sizes. Could do them all the same size, but I'm just kind of enjoying the mix and match it up effect there. Okay, gold mist, yes. Catherine, I'm doing stuff like that straight after this. So if you just need a password reset, please email Alice, which is alice.chamel.com@gmail.com. This is for anybody, not just Catherine. If you just need a password reset to get in the forum, if you email Alice, she's not live streaming right now. She might even get back to you before the end of this. That's not a guarantee. I don't know if she's at her desk right now. She doesn't work in my house. But if you are waiting for me to update your email, you're not getting emails, there's something else other than you can't log into the forum, then that's what I'm doing after this live stream. Okay? Fabulous, fabulous. Right. So let's do some gold. I'm going to put gold mist on the photo today. Don't freak out. I just think it'll look cool in the tree. There's a lot of gold going into this, but I think I need more than normal because there are so many pieces of paper that it's just going to kind of disappear otherwise. But sorry, Maleficent, I'm going to come sort you out. I got you all sparkly. Just dressing you up for Christmas, Maleficent. It's okay. Don't, go cursing people with spinning wheels or anything. Okay. So then journaling to go here and maybe a little bit here if you needed across the the diagonal. Then under here somewhere, I have all the little buttons. Now there's one of these that's already tied in the kit. It's not that, because that's a die cut that goes across the box. So, you know, we could add in real twine. But it just depends on how maniacal you are feeling. If I put it over here, I would do it with shorter ties, but I wouldn't put it over here because then I've got this one right above. So I think it's there so that if you want to, you can do that, which is kind of cute. And I'd shorten these. But we know that I did not manage to glue it. So I could take that lovely grouping and just ruin it. So let's not and say we did. If you wanted to, you could bring that underneath there. But also not going to do that. Going to put some buttons on. I love that you all are always very caring about what am I going to do when I run out of gold mist. Sophia says, given you don't spray your mist and you just use the stick to splatter dots, will you just replace it with gold paint in a fluid medium in that bottle once it's all gone? Quite possibly. Sophia says she likes Golden's gold paint. It's really good for shine, but then another option for those looking is the Fine Tech watercolor pans. And you can get one that is 4 or 5 different golds. Yeah, so I have lots of options to try, but I'm not going to try them until I'm running out, which I'm not. So I'm just not worried about it. Future me can sort that out. It's okay. But yeah, I haven't thrown away my bottles. I think I will just figure something out. I haven't used black buttons yet, and the last layout only calls for 1. So I think I might use 3 black buttons on this one, and then also some green, because have I mentioned more green? Let's use 6 buttons. So whether you like even numbers or odd numbers, you can be happy because it's 6 altogether, but it's also 2 groups of 3. I like odd numbers. Cassie, who comes to join us sometimes and is a real life friend, she really, really likes even numbers. And so sometimes I make her cringe when I'm like, odd numbers only. So we can both be happy with 6. I've got gold fingers. Gold fingers, getting mist on all the buttons today. Yeah, you didn't need that. It was terrible, but you know, it had to be done. Oh, don't pull the whole layout apart, Jamel. Also, don't mess up the gold too much. I don't like them separate like that. Nope. But then it's like floating. Oh, I am messing up the gold. Okay, do them in pairs. So later when this is all dry and I've done the journaling, and I think I'm just going to do all 4 layouts at the same time. I'm going to go back and use my paper piercer to put holes in and put twine through the buttons or string through the buttons. Not that giant twine, just thread. Because I don't love an empty button. I much prefer it to have something in it. But also it's not exciting to watch. It's frustrating and I might stab myself. We don't want to see that. Okay, so journaling up there, journaling down here. We're all good. Well, Sophia says, I thought this was the last bottle and this was the moment of crisis and panic looming. Well, it is my last bottle, but there's a lot to go. And there's dregs in this one. I mean, there's more stuck to the outside than there is on the inside. But there's a little bit left in that one too. So I've got some bottles I can experiment with. Somewhere, I think I even have one of the little mini travel size ones because, you know, like your travel size shampoo and toothpaste, you also need a travel size gold mist. Anyway, so I'm not panicked yet. That it lasts a long time for me because I'm not spraying it. So that's like a lot of gold mist for me, but come on, that's like the teeniest little bit actually in terms of what's in the bottle. So yeah. Cool. Right, so I think that's where I'm going to leave this one. I need to wait for it to dry before I do the journaling because I'm going to end up messing up more stuff. But what do we think? Does it look too flat or not? Because I haven't put the paper clip on here. You could put the paper clip over here. If you want to compare what the example looked like, I mean, I'm not completely ludicrously different because I took this whole thing and built it together. It is interesting. This gives it a different vibe to straighten out the sweet rather than have the sweet on the angle. But it meant that the super was super because here it's just PER. I don't know if that bothers you or not. I still haven't found the little Christmas wishes die cut. I think I will tuck that in here if I find it. Yeah, and I'm curious if this Christmas bells paper ever turns up or if it was just a different piece of sheet music. Did I mix it? I'm sure the other piece here, I checked the notes to make sure I used the right one. Anyway, so there we go. Sandra says it doesn't look flat at all. Jean says it doesn't look flat. Excellent. Sophia says the dregs of gold mist last for ages. She's been living on dregs in one bottle for a year or more. Exactly. So I got time. Sherry brought me a watercolor set that she laughed at, saying it's not from a fancy art supply shop at all. It's from a bargain shop, but it looks just like gold mist on the page. I haven't even opened that yet, but I do have it saved so that I can consider it as an option. Right. So there we go. Thank you so much for joining me today. Journal Your Christmas Friends. I'm also going to be live streaming my entry. I'm going to do that today at 1:30 p.m. And of course, you'll be able to watch that on the replay. But if you're doing Journal Your Christmas and you want to come back, I'm going to do a Journal Your Christmas entry at 1:30. Right. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video and you want to give it a thumbs up, that'd be super duper 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 awesome. And I appreciate that. And here's a heart for you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I will be live again on Monday at 1:30 where we will attack this last page in the kit. And we're going to see how much stuff is left over. I mean, that gives us a lot of freedom to go. Although I like this sort of how they look like presents. So we're going to see what happens with that. And I'm just going to punch out everything that I've got left and see how it all piles up. Have a great weekend. Thanks so much. See you soon. Bye-bye.